it is Cyber Monday officially. Most of the world, anyway, apart from the world that doesn't have Cyber, in which case it's just Monday. Anyway, you might have guessed I'm usually the usual gobby one that never shuts up. I'm Motormouth, and alongside me is Very Cherry Berries. Good evening to you.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some good endurance racing tonight.
Yeah, it should be. I love endurance races, I've got to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I don't care for short races. I really like these sort of races because you get a more chance of strategy, and it's not just point to point. That's looking a bit wobbly, exactly. That, isn't it? I say this every time we do project cars, but I wish we could see like tyres and stuff like that. I know you can see what fuel people are carrying, which comes into it, because it depends how many stops people want to do, etc., etc. But yes. I don't know what a full tank of these is. I mean, Palm's in the car I would have picked.
128 litres, okay now. So they must have a lot of fuel in them.
That's a fair amount. Roy's probably still faffing around with his setup. Oh, Kenny's in a Porker. Interesting. There's a few Mercs there, isn't there? There's a few. I do like them. Oh, Toasty's going. Yeah, he's in the. That's the 24-hour version, I think.
Yeah. We've got a few Mercedes.
Yeah, to be honest, the AMG it's a better car than the SLS, my opinion. I hope somebody may think differently to that, but I really like the AMG. It's a car I used a lot, but for an endurance race, I think I'd probably use the RS01, the Renault.
Yeah, the Mercedes is a nice car. It's very stable and solid, so it's good to be consistent in. But some other cars can just be a bit more fun to drive than that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is rock solid, and it's the same in ACC. To be honest, it pretty much handles in both games, probably more similar than some other cars do across, going across different games. But the Merc is pretty true to its word in the way it handles. But I think there's a lot to be said. Like I say, with again, going into certain other games that are newer than this one, the fact that this car's 4 and a bit years old, this game's 4 and a bit years old, tells you where it was at the time, because this was way ahead as a game, I think, than anything else out there for console. And it's still, you've only got 1 or 2 games that you could argue are slightly better in terms of physics, but in terms of all over package, there's still nothing come out that's really holding a candle to this thing yet.
That's really true. There's so much variety. There's so many different types of classes of cars, different race tracks that you wouldn't get in other games.
As a package, it's superb. Let's be fair. And I really hope that the proper successor to this game will be, because you couldn't beat this game on PS4. They couldn't improve this on PS4, because I think this maxed out the capability of PS4 comfortably.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I think into PS5, whenever that happens for all of us, I've not even bought one yet. I probably won't buy one until next year. But for the majority of us, I think we're probably going to be this time next year before we are maybe running around playing this game in PS5. I think it's at least 12 months away, because until all these titles for Sims come out, we ain't going to care less, are we? And it's just kept all the times, but this is still practice, though, isn't it? It's not qualified.
Yeah,
You did change it. Yeah, but it's interesting to see what people are putting down. I mean, top end times, the alien times are like 140, 141. Just to put it into perspective to anybody who doesn't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Christ, yeah, the alien boys are. I can't get anywhere near that, obviously.
I love this track though. This track it's got so much elevation change, and these wide sweeping corners. It flows so perfectly.
It flows is the word I would have used. Absolutely would have. A lot of people think this is very similar to Catalunya, and if you look at the shape of the track layout, there are very distinct similarities between the two. However, I hate Catalunya, but I like here.
Yeah.
Work that one out.
Catalunya is very flat, but this track is not at all
Yeah,
flat.
yeah. Like you said, you've got the camber, you've got the elevation changes, you've got a little bit of adverse camber in one or two of the corners, ever so slightly. I think the sweeping last corner, yeah, the sweeping right-hander coming into the start-finish straight is, you'd love to go flat out, but unless you're in a,
Camber.
yeah, it's, but it again, it'll be interesting. This, I mean, if we go off previous, then you're probably going to think probably Kenny, Palm will do okay. I think all the other guys have just been sat in there doing setups, if I'm honest. That's what I think they've done.
Yeah, that's true. Most of them have to sat there, making sure the cars are ready, making sure the setups are right, the pit strategies are right. There's a lot to get ready for this race.
Yeah, because let's face it, if you go out for 2 hours and you've got it wrong, then yeah, you're a bit buggered, to be quite honest with you. Because there's some things you can't change these things in the pits. But again, you look at alien times, like I said, Palm's done 1:45.9, which I think is quite decent. It's a pretty decent time. And I know the countdown's already started. I just noticed it at the top of the screen there. Yeah. Considering they should have the 2 minutes. I don't know whether that resets. I've never ever. The number of races we've done in this, I can't remember. But it must count it.
I'm sure that the timer must reset.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Either that, or for our side, it's going to look a little bit off. We're going to be thinking that it's the end of the race, and meanwhile, there's actually 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Because for the drivers, it's going to be 2 hours.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. As soon as they get the green, I'm assuming that the countdown is going to start then. That would be quite interesting to see. Weird and wonderful. Right, well, I'm just going to jump into here. That's okay. That's fine. So I've just gone into Race Space TV while that was happening.
So we've got Ratic and a Mercedes. We've got Palm and a Renault RS01. We've got Kenny Shep and the
Porsche. Another Merc.
Rock and another Merc. Tiger
another Merc.
The Toasty and a Bentley. But K9 and a Merc. I mean a Renault.
Yeah, so
it's in McLaren. That's an interesting one as well. I think that car's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it'd be. I'd expect it to be quite quick. It's just in this game. It's a 650S, isn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yes, it is.
But
no, wait, it's a 720, isn't it? No, it is 650. It's 650.
Because
the 720 is just the road car version.
Because I think it's got my exact rim. The 720 doesn't have my exact rim, the one that I've got in front of me. But it's right. Who's going to get the start?
The top resets.
Yeah. Just seen it now. Just seen that now.
Looks like it was a good start from the guys on the left-hand side of the track.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah, they got away. They got the better angle, haven't they? They got the better angle in coming in. To be fair to them, I think Volpeaks is just taking it easy, and I think Kenny did. Because let's face it, you ain't going to win it here. But you can certainly lose it.
There's a spin.
Is that Roy? No.
It's tight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That's why I think Kyle just went off track then again, so he might have to slow down.
Yeah,
he went wide off. See, the beginning, this is what I don't like, because your tyres are rubbish for the first 3 or 4 laps.
Oh, someone's spun.
Oh, they're all going.
Oh, and now I've got Toasty spinning as well.
See, I think this is because...
That's fun.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. But again, because it's a long race, it's not...
It's not the world.
No, you do that in a short race and forget it. To be quite blunt. But in these races, the main thing is, don't hit anything. Don't sustain any damage. Just let your pride be the only thing that gets hurt.
Exactly.
Because it's an awful long way to go yet. But it's, again, with that. But I always say, that's why I start all my races, even in other games. And that taught me better in this game. That I just don't go out hell for leather at the start. I don't care if people get away from me. Because if I crash, well, if I lose it, it's always in the first 4 or 5 laps before everything gets up to the optimum window. That's an interesting one. I think Volpeaks is trying to get trying to come back in off K9 then. So these three are in a little... and Kenny's just sitting behind Ratek at the minute. He'll just be waiting his moment. Where's Palm gone? Oh yeah, he's there. He's everyone's running anyway, that's the main thing. Oh, that's drunk cameraman again.
Yes, right.
That's not referring to you, by the way. But, yeah, I think Kenny's just gonna sit there. You don't want to push it. Oh, that's close. Yeah, this is a battle. Oh, he might get a slowdown for that. He might get a slowdown for that. He might have done that. That's what I'm wondering, if he did take his foot off a bit. This is a horrible corner to try that. Oh, he caught him. Oh, no, they've all gone. Oh, I don't. Yeah, that was a bit of I do have an adjective for that one, but I'm not going to say any word. I'm not going to say anything. I think it deserves its own pronoun as well, for that matter. But we're just not going to go there. But it was interesting. I thought that was quite daring actually to go there, and he did hold it quite well. But in all fairness, it takes a bit of precise doing to go tight into that corner.
Yeah, yes it does.
But I think, like you say,
catching up to Ratic there, but I think you might just sit behind him for a little while.
I think that's what he's doing, to be honest. Because I don't know what the Porker's like in this. I've never used Ferrari or Porsche in any games until doing a Porsche Cup in a certain other title, so I've got to use a Porsche, haven't I? But it's actually quite a nice car once you get used to how you got to set the car up, because you set it up completely different. You're the opposite way round, because obviously your engine's in the wrong place, depending on how you want to look at that.
You've got to be very careful with the throttle and everything.
Oh yes, very.
Side by side going into the first corner here.
Oh, is he going to switch back? No switch back. Might get it. Oh, that was... I think race director would be saying, "Hey mate, what are you doing?" Is Kenny? No, he's just looking. He's not going to take any chances. He knows he's going to get past at some point. But I think, like I say, that Merc's good. It is a nice car. Not the quickest, but it's quite solid and it's quite stable. And if Ratek doesn't make any glaring errors, then Kenny needs to get the run on him coming out of a corner, and then to get the slingshot around him. Then he'll take him, because the Porsche, I think he's just going to put him off just by selling him dummies. I just think he's going to keep feinting him, and then
he's going to push him into a mistake. I'm sure that's what the hope is.
It's the best way, isn't it? Let's be fair. How many times have you done that? We've all done that, haven't we? It's easier than risking. You don't want to risk everything, do you?
Yeah.
If the other guy can make a mistake, then yeah. If it's last lap, then absolutely go for it. He'll probably. I thought he might try and go outside.
Very, very close.
Yeah, he's gone out. He went outside, and then I thought he's not close enough. I don't think, but I thought he might go outside, then inside on him here. But he might get it. He might get it. Might get it. See, March.
The team is very strong on the straight. You've got a long way to go to that first corner.
That's true. He might come and jump out now. No, he's not going. I thought if you're going to go, just at that dip is where you would pull out a little, I think. And I think I thought he might go there, but again, what's the rush? Cones lives matter. Oh, that could have been. Oh, it's actually further away than it looked there for a moment. I thought he was jumping right in front of Toasty then. So at the moment we've got what we got.
Toasty's got a much better run off the last corner.
Yeah, here he goes.
He's going to be inside on the hairpin.
Well, he's got. Can he hold it? Yeah, he's done that pretty good. Switchback is on, is it? But then again, they're going into a right-hander, so they're going into a right-hander next. So unless he can carry that speed around.
Look for the cutback though.
Yeah, it's like I say, you almost get sort of 4 corners that you can kind of put together in a little sector. Than these two battling away now. See, Kenny keeps just. I did say he'd only done about 3 laps in this car, so Roy obviously must have had some damage. So he's gone and pitted, which I think makes sense. It's a long race. You know,
Yeah, he did have a couple of spins at the start, and I think he might have been collected a little bit in that.
I mean, it is demoralising to have to pit early and stuff like that, and I get it, but it's a long race. You don't know what can happen. So
yeah, things can change a lot from here still.
Plus, anyway, get a few laps in under your belt and just get used to the car a bit more, because I don't think anyone's really had a great length of time to get acquainted with their weapon of choice for today. Well, I think Volpeaks will get past him, yeah. It looked like it from where he was. I expect him to jump. Are you going to go and jump? No, he's not going to. Oh no, it's not quite as close as when you look there.
Oh, something's happened with Kenny.
Oh.
He's dropped a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
He spun it at the first corner.
He's dropped. I wonder if he just caught the curb on the inside coming in, trying to come on the inside of Mark.
He's got damage.
Yeah, you could see that. Yeah, that front split is looking split.
And he's all over the place.
Well, it's worth.
He's hit a wall or something. Maybe he touched the curb and then hit the inside wall.
Yeah, because we know what curbs are like in this game. They're worse than like the militia. I
was trying to have a look at Ratik's car here to see if maybe he had any contact with Ratik, but it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look it at all. It's pristine. So I think you might well be right.
This is going to be a long drive back to the pits for Kenny, and a long pit stop.
Be interesting to see if he pits or not. Because
I don't. Sure he's going to do too much damage there.
I don't know what you do, but
oh, what's happening there?
Yeah, he just had a little twitch there, so I think I don't think Toasty will get him. I thought he might.
But he's also behind.
Oh yeah, he's wiggling a lot.
Yeah.
One thing I find. Yeah, not a lot of people seem to alter their tyres in this game. They think, oh, I'll just go with the default, what it says, but you look at the way those pressures run in default, they can be pretty bloody high. No, he's staying out.
Yeah, he is staying out.
Because that's what I was alluding to earlier. Normally, if I have a bump or a spin or a whatever, obviously you've got to take it easy because you've got to let the rear tyres calm down. Sometimes the fronts as well, for that matter. You see people trying to get away as quickly as possible and make the time back, but they've just lit up their rear tyres, so they're going to spin around like an idiot. And we've all done that as well, haven't we? Let's be fair. I've done that many a times. Actually, I patented it. Oh, yeah, that was a good old twitch there. I think that was more of a tick than a twitch. Oh man, I do like the Bentley though. It is a nice boaty car, but it's actually nice to drive, and it's got the steering wheel on the right side, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, it does.
Not many of them do. That's why in a certain other game I used the Ginetta in GT4 and the Bentley in GT3 because they're the two right-hand drive cars. But yeah, Ratek's doing all right. Mark's doing okay there. It's a good little battle. Apart from Roy, from obviously having to pit and stuff like that. Oh, what's happened there? Did he lose it a bit and just slow down? It just looks as if he let him through, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. He's just let them up.
Yeah, it's like after you, Jeeves. No, after you, of course not. Marvellous stuff. But no, he's... Volpeaks! Oh, he's lit them up! Oh!
He's not fucked that out. Oh, yeah. This is because it's Roy, that's why.
Yeah, it's...
He was letting him through as a back.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course it was. Yeah, and he's moving over. But that's really horrible at the start of a race. I mean, it will work itself out, and he will undoubtedly, his lap times will get better as he drives this car more. And in that respect,
a little bit wide, and
it's
a little bit twitchy.
Yeah, Kenny's going to stick it out, I think, because obviously if the lap times are not to 47.6, second fastest on track. Oh, Toasty did a 46.071.
Yeah, he's very quick there. And I reckon Kenny's probably going to push the stint until as long as he can, was, you know, how long he can make the fuel last. So if it's an hour 20 minutes or an hour 10 minutes, he'll put at that point, fill the tank right up to the brim and go to the end of the race.
Yeah, I think so.
Shorten the stint as long as he can.
And then go light on the second part, possibly.
No, but he won't. So he'll go as long as he has to, but then fix the car up. But you know, so that he only has to still do one pit stop. Rather than having to do
oh yeah, God, yeah. You only really want to do one pit stop if you can. You don't want to volunteer to do any more because effectively what you're doing there. Oh, he might have to now. Yeah, I mean that looks a bit more.
I don't think he's damaged the car any further. I think it's just that he's battling with the way the car's handling.
I don't know whether that front bonnet looked a bit more crumply. The actual bonnet itself.
It's very understeery through there.
He's going in, yeah.
I think this is going to be a long pit stop.
Yeah, he's probably thought it's going to make an interesting race for him. In some respects. In a lot of ways, I would have thought it'll actually make for a better race. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to him, but it's going to have to make up some time now rather than getting the early processional start. But I think that's taken a shunt. At first, I just noticed that the front splitter and the front bumper was kind of hanging off a bit. But then after the second part, when you went back to him, I didn't notice the bonnet cover being quite so crumpled before. So that'll be interesting.
Could be a little bit more damage.
Yeah, we'll know how long he's in there for, won't we? That'll give us a good idea, but I think he's going to be there a while. And Roy's still getting used to that, I think. Again, in this game, the curbs are the worst thing for me, because I ride curbs all the time. Oh, he's out.
To see let's check the fuel.
119. So yeah, that's probably tank, isn't it, for this? I would have thought.
Yeah, that's probably full tank. It's not going to make him last the rest of the race though. He's going to have to pit again. He'll probably just do a short pit stop in the splash and dash.
Yeah, he might. I mean, whether he's changed his tyres or not, I would have thought he would do the amount of time he was in there. But it would seem crazy not to. If you had two smashes, then your tyres aren't going to be in the best of shape, are they?
Yeah. So he's looking close. Yeah, this is definitely looking like an overtaking opportunity.
Yeah, he's always going early. Right, okay. Yeah, he's gone nice and early, but he's got the necessary overlap. So, and you notice how he stayed there and kind of forced Toasty to go really run as wide as and then he's blown it kind of. No.
Seems to be struggling with the rear end of that McLaren.
Yeah, I don't think with a lot of these cars, I run a stable setup rather than loose because I find them really, really difficult in loose. I always run, if it's a road car derivative, I always run it stable. It just gives that little bit more on the rear and you get a bit more rear traction out of it. I also try and lower the rear ride height a bit. That kind of makes the car slightly more difficult to turn, but it adds a bit more stability, and I'd rather have that, thanks very much. It is
the opposite of me. I like the car to turn, so when you get these mid-engine cars, those are the best ones because they get this little oversteer and you've kind of got it almost drifted in a way.
Yeah, it's a more point and shoot car really than anything else. But like I say, for me, because I've got to do certain settings for my own disability, if you want to call it that I can't have a very, very loose, precise setup because I have to have my steering ratio really, really low compared to everybody else. That's an interesting line, Mark, for Ratek there, but he survived. But that's how I look at it.
Lost a little bit of time.
My steering ratio is less than half of what yours will be. So therefore, my inputs, if I do lose it ever so slightly, and you make that instant jerky input, I'm going to spin because it'll almost sensitive. But it's the only way I can still do this. So you got to trade off. I have to trade off a little bit of pace for stability. Because that's all it is, isn't it? It's when you do a setup, it's either about stability or speed. and it's
Exactly.
it's where you want that trade-off to be. If you can still handle a relatively loose car quite precisely, then you will be fast. If you cannot, then you won't be. That's a pretty simple equation. Irrespective of what your ability is, you'll be much faster with a loose setup. Kenny's setup will be incredibly loose. I don't doubt that. Yours would probably be pretty loose. Same with a few other guys I know. I know their setups will be loose because that's going to generate you the speed because you need it. You'll have much better turning into the corners, so you carry better speed through them. And obviously, if you carry it through them, you'll carry it out. And if you carry it out, you'll be faster down the straight. So you're just faster, basically. There you go. That was an object lesson in how to be quicker.
More risky, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. More risk, more reward.
There's a spin.
Yeah. Was that Kyle? Oh, no, it was Palm. I got the two of them mixed up then.
Place. And he was catching up to Ratek.
Yeah, he was
down from 3 seconds to 1 second on that lap.
Yeah, he caught him right up under the braking, I think. So that might have said something for his tyres. So, I mean, tyres would be... Just give us tyres. That would give us so much information just off that. And it's... Like I say, I credit this game for having... You know, the broadcasting suite and for them building that into it, which was good foresight. Because as far as I'm aware, there's no other console game that's gone down that road. But you would have thought they would, but they haven't done so as yet. But I think that information is available to the drivers. So if it's available to the drivers, they could have made it. It'd be good for us to see. Because then you've got an idea of strategies then, haven't you? You can see if certain person's tyres have burnt out a bit because they've been pushing it really hard, or somebody else is trying to sort of save them a little bit.
Yeah, and you can also, I mean, if we can see the fuel levels, like what, I can get it to work.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've got an idea of strategy, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're thinking, right, this person's going to have to pit in the next few laps because obviously they're going to run out of fuel otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's...
And you can also see the tyre choices, because is there different choices in this GT3 class?
I think you've only got... Have you got soft and hard?
Softs and hards.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's softs and hards in this class.
Yeah, you might well be right on that one. Yeah, you are right. There is soft and hard. Because... I know most people go for the softs because that's going to give them... See, I'm looking at those lap times. Volpeaks did a 45.6, I think. Is that the fastest? 45.698, 45.698. What's Kenny doing at the minute? 45.5. 45.5. He's just beat it now. So he's the fastest man on track, but he's a minute behind. It's going to make it interesting. That's good. I mean, it's a minute. He's got 100 minutes to gain a minute. My money's on him to do that. Unless he spins out. But it's
possible.
But it's
you just have to be consistent from now on. Can't make any more mistakes.
No, God, no. Not too many anyway. Assuming that most in front... I mean, Volpeaks is probably, without being rude to Ratek, Volpeaks is probably going to catch him at some point in a not too distant future. Because he's got that down to 1.8 and he's lapping at 45.7. So the difficulty there is going to be, from Kenny's perspective, is if Volpeaks is lapping... I mean, that McLaren's either really fast or ready to go. It's on the edge, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing that car right now. He seems to have got a hold of it because he was battling at the start of the race. I'm sure I saw his lap times only looking at 47s at the start.
Yeah,
now he seems to have got under control and he's put it down to 45s now.
I mean, there are a few laps in now, and I think also it might have been the case with the wiggling that he was doing earlier, lighting up the rears again, and obviously not having the grip levels. And then if and when they've settled down, then as long as he doesn't make any more mistakes, he's just going to reel Ratek in, I think, because that's coming down. Because he's gained 0.9 off the last lap. This will be interesting to see what they both come in with now. I mean, Ratek's doing well. Mark's doing really well, in fairness to him. So what did he do? 46.5 and he did 45.7. So again, he's taken another 0.8 out of him on that lap. So under those, he should be passing within 2 laps, just towards the end of 2 laps, depending on what happens. If it all goes to plan. I mean, Toasty's not far off either. Right, 4 and a bit.
And he's lapping 46.0 as well, so he's also got good pace.
Again,
Palm might be close in track soon.
Palm might pull that in as well. I think the 4 might get there. I think after that, then obviously you've got Kyle there who's not lapping badly. 49s aren't shabby. Anything under 50 is half reasonable. It's not alien level, but it's half decent. And again, like Tiger's not been doing bad either. Roy's not doing bad either. See, Roy just takes a while to get into it sometimes.
Yeah, I think he needed a bit of a warm-up. Those first 10 laps was just his warm-up.
Yeah. But that goes for a lot of us sometimes. It's like the 6 P's: perfect preparation prevents piss-poor performance. It is, and it's true, but not everyone has got the time to practice, have they? There's something called working for a living, which I don't get to do anymore. Thought I'd throw that one in. You can all curse me later, but yeah, Kenny's 46.4. See, that's going to be his toughie. He's still 58 seconds off the leader. He's not really bringing that down yet.
And the time gap on his last lap was pretty much identical to the leader.
Yeah, so 46. Oh, and Mark's gone a bit quicker there, 45.8.
Wow, so, that's a quick time.
Yeah.
Well, look at everyone putting in the 45s here.
I know. So the top 3 put in 45s there. Palm's just gone over at 46. Kenny at 46. Kyle at 48. Roy at 48. Roy's actually lapped faster than Kyle, but unfortunately for Roy, he's just had a bad start. He's a minute behind him, but if it wasn't for that, he'd be well in this. Everyone would be, but this time he's already pitted. Other people have got to pit. What's Roy carrying? What's Roy carrying in fuel? If you get a chance, be interesting to see. He must have to pit again. Yeah, he's got to.
He's going to have to pit again. Because when he pitted, he must have filled up with fuel, but he's gone a little bit wider. But he's obviously just going to have to pit again. Same thing with Kenny. They're not going to make it to the end of the race.
No, God, no. Yeah,
if they filled up with the tanks, they'll be doing a short pit stop at the end. They might not if they don't change tyres, then they'll save a lot of time.
Yeah, it's basically splash and dash. Again,
exactly.
I don't know in here, but with GTs in Assetto, the tyres and refueling are simultaneous, which is what they are in real life. So if you were going to fuel X, Y, Z, but in that game, full fueling is 15 seconds and tyres are 30, whereas in this, I think tyres are about 16.6 seconds or something like that. So the tyres are a bit quicker in this game.
Yes.
But I don't think the fueling is simultaneously to make up for it.
I don't think it is as well. I think they do them separately.
Yeah, because you got the 3 things going across, haven't you? You got fuel, then tyres, then damage, I think, in that order.
Exactly.
Yeah, because damage is all the one where you sat there twiddling your thumbs while the guy there with the lollipops just like looking at you as if to say, yeah, it's annoying.
Down, everything goes nice and quickly, and then the damage starts, and it just slowly creeps its way across the screen.
Yeah, you're watching it creep across the letters and thinking, oh my God, I've got another minute yet, easily. There you go, Kenny 45.7. But yeah, Volpeak's 45.4. Posty 46.0, Mark 46.0, Palm 46.5. They're going to struggle, Kenny 45.7. So, but again, he's not managed to gain that 1 minute is still 1 minute.
Exactly. He hasn't gained any time.
No, you never know. Like I say, it's 93 minutes to go yet. There's a lot can happen, but. Or maybe he's just thinking, you know what, I'll just keep trundling around at this sort of time. If he's comfortable at that without thumping it. If some of the other guys do have to pit, he's probably going to think, right, I want to eke out. I'm not going to change tyres again. I'm just going to do a splash and dash next time and see if I can gain any time off it. Because some of the other guys I would imagine we'll change tyres. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd be changing tyres. I'd be pitting about the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
So halfway through the race, change tyres and get fresh sets.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was thinking in these sort of races, you get people who say, "Oh no, I'd rather go 2/3 and then a third." And you're thinking, right, okay, yeah, you get a good rush on for the last third of the race, but how much time have you lost by keeping hold of knackered tyres for too long?
Yes, it hurts your lap times.
Yeah, and it's almost like robbing Peter to pay Paul. You might feel that you're faster in the last third, but you're only trying to gain back time that you've lost by pitting too late. That's my take anyway. Somebody else might feel differently, but that's mine. But I always think, as much as possible, go 50-50 like you just said.
Yeah.
And if you can marry up the fuel to that as well and go 50-50 with that, all the better. You can always do what I did, which is cross the finishing line with naught.
Yeah.
I did get a bit twitchy at one point with that one. It was like, oh my god, have I slightly got my calculation wrong? It's like, no, I'm alright. But that's the way to do it if you can do it. I've only done that a couple of times. I think the other time was at Hockenheim. Just running out of fuel just as I came round, and I thought I wasn't going to get to the finishing line. But it just like wiggled. I lost the place for it, but I just wiggled over the line. Because in this game, as soon as you stop, that's it. Nobody can push you over the line either because you ghost, I think, if you actually come to a dead stop. Here's Volpeaks.
Actually, do you ghost?
Yeah, I think you do when you run out of fuel. After you get you don't do it.
Run out of fuel,
yeah.
If you're sitting on the start line, because I've noticed, I remember.
Oh no, you wallop into each other. Yeah, I've done that one. I've been the person stuck on the start line. I've also been the person coming around walloping them. Because you don't really expect them to be there, do you?
Exactly.
Are these two taking a bit of time out of each other? Not really.
Volpeaks has caught up to Ratic a little bit. Ratic went defensive on the start-finish straight, trying to break the slipstream.
Yeah, it's not easy done. The slipstream can be quite strong in this game. Not as mad as Gran Turismo, mind, but
yeah.
Man, you can alter the settings for that, can't you? I believe for the slipstream in GT.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I mean, we're not all like slingshots.
Yeah, you can do. You put an ultra high and you start from like a second behind someone and you just fly past it.
Yeah, it's like DRS, isn't it? And a bit of curves to go with it.
Exactly. Well, these two are taking a different line through that section of the track. That's a nice thing, especially about those corners there, because that's from you go down the hill, then up the hill with a left-right fast corner. There's actually different lines through there.
And also, I noticed certainly with Ratek, he actually had far more track to play with. So he could have. I mean, it's easy to say from here. Don't get me wrong, because you get a better view of the picture. So you might be looking this time. I still don't think he's quite close enough yet. He'll get near.
He's run the last corner a little bit too wide.
But see again. I don't blame him for that at all. It's hard to tell from here, but I think there's about a car's. Oh no, it's a couple.
Yeah, there's more than a car.
Yeah. He needs to be sort of 1 to 2 car lengths behind at most coming round that last corner. So I think he'd take it then. Oh, is it? I didn't know. Yeah, there's a little bit of movement, not massive, but enough. See, he's getting close here, but Mark again is. He's saying if you want to do it, you got to outbrake me. You got to outbrake me, and he might. Oh! I think they both twitched then. Mark, I think Volpeaks twitched, thinking, "Damn, I got to hit him," and I think Mark twitched. But that's bringing Toasty in. You see, these two battling.
Exactly. Yes.
This is music to Toasty's ears, but they're going to shred each other's tyres as well. These two.
He's gonna be. He might go up the inside for the right hand up the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, and then come.
He's close.
Yeah, he might do it.
No, Ratch's gone very defensive on him.
Yeah, he's gonna hug it.
A little bit too wide.
Yeah, again,
a little bit of time there, gone too wide.
He might. He needs to get good traction out of here to be able to run him down there.
Have a quick look at the lap times from the last lap, from the top three.
Yeah, what are we? 45.5, 45.5, 45.6.
That is
Ah,
very close.
he might be a bit nearer here unless the angle's a bit deceiving. See, why don't he go wide? He could have gone wide there and then carried it in. He might. Oh no!
That,
No, I think Ratek lost it.
you know, Ratic did. He went a little bit oversteery, then he was losing a bit of time.
Yeah, I think
Volpeaks just went right up there.
I think Volpeaks was thinking about it.
And that has brought McTosie right into Volpeaks. Might have a little bit of damage from that. Ratic definitely has damage.
I didn't know whether he was going to wait at first. It looked as if he was like hesitant. But no, I think
so.
Ratek.
I feel like Ratic was losing it.
Yeah, he lost the rear, and the speed loss meant that obviously Volpeaks tapped him. The problem that Mark's got now is now he's got Palm at the back of him. He's probably got lit up rear tyres.
Yeah, he's going to have to cool those tyres down first.
Yeah, and that's going to take. I don't know what it is in this game, but again, I would have thought he's got to take a best part of a lap. See, that looks. Yeah, see. He's still getting. As soon as he's trying to get the power down on that, he's losing traction. So I think Palm will pass him, unless he manages to do something pretty damn good. See, yeah, again, he's pushing it. I'll give him that. He's pushing it, but he's wiggling a bit in every turn, and that could be tough. In the meantime, obviously that's helped Kenny because he's now 53. There you go. That was, oh yeah, that's it. He just needs to take it easy now. He just wants to take it easy now and not push it too much. Let those tyres come back. Okay, I'm not saying do 155s, but just don't thrash it for a couple of laps and let it come back in. Otherwise,
I think he's going to have to just keep it calm for the next maybe 2 laps. Let the tyres
just consolidate,
cool down a bit.
For want of better words.
He
but again,
a little bit before the hour mark, just to get the damage.
Just to cool the tyres down a bit. I've done that before as well.
He missed the overtake here.
Yeah.
Kenny's got past K9.
Yeah, and
he got past Tiger Rock as well. Tiger Rock's dropped a few.
He must have had. He must have had a bit. Man, you're saying 150. Yeah, he's dropped. He was doing 48s earlier.
Yeah.
I think Kenny's regretting using a Porsche. We'll find out later. If you watch this later, mate, message in the chat. I want to know.
Yeah, I do want to know if he is regretting this decision. But I mean, he's putting some solid lap times. He's at 45.3 that lap.
Yeah, that might be the fastest of the race. Is it fastest of the race? 45.3, 4s, 4s, 9s, 5s, 3s. But look how many people are in the 45s. 5 out of 8, and the other 3 in the 48. So,
we've got 2 different races going on here.
Yeah, not too shabby that either. And I think obviously Roy might get a chance of catching Tiger. Obviously, K9's going to keep chasing Kenny. He'll try and keep the slipstream on him, I would imagine. And Ratek's coming back at Palm now. His tyres are probably chilled out a little bit, and he might be. But again, good. All you want to do when you're racing is battle with somebody, isn't it?
Exactly. That is the best feeling.
You do a 10, 20, 30 lap battle with someone. You're sweating like an idiot at the end. You've just done 10 rounds with Tyson, and then a few more with Ali and Foreman. But you actually feel wrecked.
The gap's coming down a lot.
Yeah, he's going to dive. Is he going to? No, he's not going to dive. Oh!
That was close.
I think.
Well saved by both of them.
Yeah, I think Mark was right on Palm's gearbox.
He closed that gap so quickly he didn't realise it, and then he's gone into the braking zone.
Yeah, I think Palm braked. Not heavy, but I think Palm braked. And that kind of caught Mark out a little bit, I think. It's not a bad tactic whether you do it on purpose or not. My favourite tactic is if I've got somebody right behind me, just park it on the apex. Don't accelerate for about half a second later than what you would normally do. Because the guy behind you goes to accelerate, realises that you're not, comes off it or has to brake sharply, then you go. And that creates the gap.
Yes.
And then they can't chase you down again. Everybody does it. They all do it, but it's... You're not brake checking somebody. You kind of are, but you're not. You're doing it the opposite way around. But you get the wily old foxes doing that. And they're horrible to try and overtake. You actually feel that you've done something incredibly good if you manage to overtake one of these wily old guys. I said that at the young age of 53, of course. Being a mere whippersnapper wet behind the ears at this point in time. In fact, I'm probably old enough to be most people's father. Although, whether they'd want me as a dad is another thing, because I'd be loony. But it is, it's just, it's like my brain is still like, yeah, 5, but the body is, yeah, something else. But hey, you're as old as you feel, and I feel 173 right now, so it's okay. But that's, what are we now, 38 minutes in. It's going to be quite eventful so far. So you've got... I mean, you've got a battle for the front two, although Volpeaks looks as if he's pulled away a little bit from Toasty.
Yeah, that sector was a little bit quicker.
Oh,
side by side.
There you go. That was a brave one.
They're still side by side. They're going to be side by side going to the hairpin.
Yeah, that's a brave one. That's a brave one. I'll look at the chat in a minute for those that are watching, because I know there's 2 or 3 messages up there, and I will get to that in a minute. I was just going to set up another tab. I've got about 15 tabs open on my PC for all different bloody things. I'm lucky enough it can manage them, but it can. For an old out. Oh, he tickled him again. He tickled him again.
Cheeky little bump.
I wonder if they're in conversation. I wonder if they're having a chat.
I'm surprised it didn't spin palm though. That was quite good.
Oh, he was having a look then. He was having a look then.
He was definitely having a look through there.
He's certainly being aggressive. I'll give him that. See, this is... I'll hold it for a moment, but he's got to be careful of where palm breaks, because that's going to cost him ultimately. Because you don't want to tap somebody, all right, even if it doesn't damage them. See, oh, Mark!
Oh, he's gone.
That's unlucky. That's unlucky. Well, he did all right for the most part. He's not lost. That could have been a lot worse. That could have been an awful lot worse.
Gone all the way around.
I mean, he's still lost what, 3 seconds. His tyres might not be quite so bad, having gone over the grass. But that's what you get for being too aggressive. And I say that in a nice way. I'm not saying it in an admonishment sort of way. But but in truth, if you're more patient, it'll come. Now you've probably set yourself back 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
Assuming you can get back. But I think you will, because Palm lapped at 47.9. So again, Kenny 46.3. I don't think he can pull out the sort of lap times of that Porky that he can with, say, the Bentley, because Bentley's his usual weapon of choice. So
Yeah.
I would
Not
have thought
just the Bentley. He's
Yeah.
he's driven with us in the Cadillac as well.
Oh yeah, the ATS-V. Yeah, he did well in that as well. You know what? I've never really properly tried that car in this game. That's quite disgusting, having owned it for 4 and a bit years. But
It's a bit of a strange car. It doesn't drive that quickly on the default setup. It's not bad, but it's not great. But if you can get the car set up quite nicely, it's very, very quick.
And I used to race with a guy in Gabba Racing way back. I'm going right back now to like Project Cars 1 days, and there was one lad in Ireland. He's Polish actually, but he lives in Dublin, and he basically would never use any other car. He swore by the ATS-V. He was good in it as well. To be fair to him, he was bloody good in it as well. But it's horses for courses. It's what you like, isn't it? Like, I'm sure you could ask any single one of us, all 8 of us, we might come up with 6 different cars between us, if not all 8.
Yes.
What's your favourite weapon of choice in GT3 in this?
So my favorite is the Porsche.
Do you like the Porky?
Yep, I'm a big fan of the Porsche.
Again, because I've never really driven it, I might drive it and find out, hey, what have I been missing all these years? But I wouldn't use Ferrari or Porsche because everybody did. And that was the only reason why I've never used them. I've never used them in anything. I know it sounds...
There are different cars to try and drive. They don't feel the same as the rest of them.
I mean, again, I don't doubt that they're probably both very good. Otherwise, the manufacturer will tell you, you're not having our car in your game. We're not playing unless you make my car really good and OP. Don't blame them, I would. If I was Ferrari, I'd say, no, you're not having our cars. No, no, no. Make them OP and the best car in its class, and then we'll let you have it. Because that's what it is in a certain other game that we've mentioned as well. It's the OP car in the class. Everyone calls it the Cheetari.
Yep.
It's not. See, it's like Toasty again. He's pulled that back in off Old Peaks now. 5.5 Toasty's last lap.
He's definitely got the pace. I think he's just lacking a bit of consistency as well.
Yeah, which is obviously what you're going to get if you are trying to thrash the ass, for want of better words. Like, no, again, Ratek's bringing that gap down. It's because it was just over 3 after he'd had his little spin, so he has brought that down. There we go. Just catch up with the chat things. Oh, that was Callum telling me that I do look at 173. I'm not going to swear, but I'm not going to swear on air because it would be unprofessional. But you're a cheeky bastard. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it relatively clean. You look about 15, mate, so don't worry about it. You shouldn't be a giant anyway, you lanky streak, if you know what. And Joffa said Guten Abend, and as he would. And Maleficent has said, hey, hello. So there you go, I'm catching up with you all. Slowly, very slowly. I like to do things slowly. Well, actually, according to my wife, I do some things too quickly, but that's another thing. We'll go into that another day. It's not past the watershed yet, so I don't want to ruin my reputation before I've even gained one.
Yeah, that's off-air talk, that is.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's not the sort of thing you chuck into an after-dinner party with family, is it? No. Anyway, so Vol Peaks 45.4. He's sort of picked it up.
On that lap.
Yeah, he picked up the gauntlet a bit there. Again, Toasty 45.5, Palm 46.4, Ratek 45.5. But he's lost a bit of ground, Ratek. I think it just depends where you are on the circuit. I usually look at it at the start finish and see where we are then. Cause it's your best benchmark, isn't it, really? Seeing it in the right place. And there's another message come up, because it's come up on my screen, but it hasn't come up on the PC yet, but it will do. Oh, you leave my Ferrari alone. Stop being a fanny. I don't have a reputation anyway. Of course I do. My reputation precedes me. It might not be a good reputation, but it's a reputation. I'd rather be infamous than not known. It's better to be infamous than anonymous. I believe somebody said that, but I can't remember who right at this point in time, but never mind. At least history will remember you. Where are we? Again, 45.9, 46.3, 45.9. Palm, that lap was fastest on track, but Kenny 45.9. Oh. Roy there 48.2. K9 49.1. So I say I feel sorry for Roy because his lap times now are much better. I think those three would have had, obviously Tiger had a bit of a spin to do a 202, but those three I think might have had a pretty good battle. As it is, they're a bit spaced out.
Can. I mean, Roy's got probably the most consistent pace of the three of them. Yeah,
he seems to be putting it together at the minute. But I say I mean, that was a pretty decent one off Kyle there for a 48.3. That wasn't bad either. You just got to watch those. You've got to watch that, because I don't know in this.
That first corner is very difficult.
If you ride it like that, and I would have thought you'd normally get the old slowdown ding, but maybe not. I know if you run wide off the left-hand side, I know you'll get one there, but it's just I don't know whether you get it for sort of riding the curb the other side. But I think that's dangerous because we all know that curbs in this game are sort of like Venus flytraps. They're hideous monsters that may kill you at any moment.
Yeah.
So where are we? What are we now? 47 minutes in, near enough. We're on lap 27. So we're going to do what, in the region of 73 to 75 laps, maybe, possibly, give or take. No, maybe not that many. 54 would give us what, roughly, we're like 38 minutes in. That'd give us 76. Yeah, we might do. Might do. Quite possible.
It'll be difficult.
Yeah, especially when you take pit stops in. I'm just thinking like 27 laps in 38 minutes. Because if they're doing like 140 odd, I know it's not quite 38 minutes yet, it's just coming up that, but you're looking at 27, 28 for 38 minutes, and you're certainly going to be 3 times that. I was thinking an hour and a half then for a minute, not instead of 2 hours. I was thinking in 90 minutes. That was yesterday. That's me get confused. Do 2-hour races, 90-minute races. It's Carl.
Everything starts getting confusing because you're trying to think of different things and add this. And
it's Wednesday. It's what game am I playing tonight? What car am I in? Yeah, again, there's not much to be. Tiger, Roy's just had 47, Tiger 48, Kyle 48. I'd say Roy's probably done the faster laps out of the 3 of them. His best lap is faster by, a reasonable chunk. It's just doing them together.
He does have a slight pace advantage over the other 2.
Yeah, which, it ain't all over yet. He's only 22 seconds behind Tiger. And he's only, okay, he's 1:09 behind Kyle, but if he kept up that differential, plus Kyle's probably got to pit at least once. I mean, that Merc's got to be a thirsty car. So that's the only thing that's going to go against Roy, I would have thought. Because it's going to be, I would have thought that's thirstier than anything else. I say Toasty's slowly but surely.
Oh no!
We commentators curse again. Oh, he's not.
As you saw, that was a good save.
Yeah,
I thought he was gone. I thought he was going to spin there.
He'd be happy with that. He'd be calling that a full send after. He'll like that one.
Most definitely.
As long as he hasn't ripped his tyres too much.
Just in time.
But yeah, it's a good, like I say, it's good battles. The top front 2 have got a decent battle on. These 2 have got a decent battle on. You're probably, I mean, whether Kenny will catch up with them, he's still a minute behind the leaders now, so he's actually lost time on the leaders. So that's.
He has, yeah.
That would take I think a monumental effort to get in the front 2 unless they make a mistake. But as for the rest, I don't know. It'd still be a bit of a tall order to catch Palm or Ratek unless they make some serious errors between themselves. But that's the joy of a race like this. You haven't got a clue what's going to happen, do you? So
I'm just checking on fuel levels here. So Volpeaks.
Oh, he's got to go.
18 litres left. So he's obviously fueled himself to pit at the hour mark.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to fill the tank up with a whole, probably another 90 litres or so.
Easily. I don't know what he started with off top of my head. What's Toasty?
All these other guys.
Mind you, he's got 31, so he's gonna be pitting just after, probably about 55%, 60% mark maybe.
And he won't have to put in as much fuel.
No, it'll be a little bit lighter, so he might gain. He might actually take. He could be de facto leader at that point. After they both pit.
The Palm's got a similar fuel level to McToasty.
Yeah, he's 33.
He's actually got more fuel.
But he's still going to have to pit.
Right to the brim.
Yeah,
He's still going to have to pit, but his pit stop will be definitely quite a bit shorter than Volpeaks at the front.
Yeah, it will. It will certainly. Yeah, because he's got like 25 litres more than him, hasn't he? So he could. Yeah. It could be. Kenny's got 65, so he's going to be able to go quite some distance.
Yeah, he'll probably have to pit with like 35 minutes to go, somewhere right there.
And he'll hope that he's somewhere close. And the thing is, at that point, do you think, you know what? Might as well go for boots. He's going to try on the outside and then switch back on the inside. But it's difficult into this.
On this corner.
It's yeah, he's sitting close enough. He's sitting close enough. Oh, that's a bit wide. But he's alongside now.
Mom took a strange line through there.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to break the slipstream, but he kind of ruined his own line off the corner.
Broke it for himself, didn't he? Really? He gave Mark. I mean, it's a good pass.
The back of
He gave Mark the pass. Really, but he might be trying to think. Well, you know when you've lost a fight, don't you? You're a bit sick, but you know that you kind of goofed if somebody's passed you. But you might think, you know what? I'd rather let them. No, he's gonna try and outbrake him into this. No, he's not.
Oh,
yeah, he is.
That was close. That was close.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tag, but I think Palm came off worse.
Yeah, he did.
Ever so slightly, because he looked like he locked up his fronts there just afterwards. But yeah, there's some good battles. There's some. I think Roy's in with 18 seconds of Tiger now. Obviously, Kenny's pulling away from Kyle a little bit, not hugely, but he's sort of 16, 17 seconds up on him. And then you've got two battles of 10 seconds apart. So it's not as if there isn't anything. Sometimes, with only 8 races, you could be forgiven if it was pretty spaced out and not much going on. But as it is, we have got some little battles going on. And believe it or not, I'm getting boiling. All I'm doing is talking, but I'm getting hot.
But it is. It's been a hot day here in South Africa.
It's been -1 here. But I loved it. I knew it was cold because I did my usual thing, which is take the dogs out on the patio with just my shorts on. That's what I do.
I don't know how you do this.
I'm used to the cold. I'm a northerner. I should probably be a polar bear or something. No, knowing my luck, I'd be a walrus. That'd be my luck. All this blubber. Oh, going wide there. See, I don't understand how they get away with not getting a... Man, you're saying that this corner usually you slow down enough to get rid of it, don't you?
We normally drive with the track limits off in race space.
Oh yeah, of course, yes, of course. That's me not thinking. I know. He's gonna go, but he can't take him here unless Mark goes wide. If Mark holds the apex, which he's trying to do. Yeah. Oh, wiggle. That might let him past.
Wiggle. There we go. Side by side. Yeah. Palm's definitely left inside line now.
Yeah, Palm's got it here now. As long as he's got... Yeah, he has. And then Mark will try and get him back now. Try and switch him.
Oh,
no.
That was close again.
He's going to get past. Yeah. But he unnerved him, didn't it? Even though he didn't touch him, he just... As certain things would say, put the willies up him. Forgive that term of phrase, but here you go. He's gonna come back again. This has got to be killing their tyres.
Yeah, they must be wearing them down quickly.
Yeah. All the to-ing and throwing. Probably burning a bit more fuel.
Oh, Moressi's gone wide.
Now, is he going to try and hold that inside line here? Because Palm's going to look, yeah. Yeah, Mida was definitely looking there.
Yeah.
No, he looks close enough. Maybe not. He'll look nearer than that. Depends how he does off this corner now. No, I don't think he is. Unless he gets really, really, really good slipstream. And I know that Merc is a bit of a block, but I don't think he's quite got enough. No, he hasn't. But again, still... Again, 46.5, 45.9, 47.6, 47.3. See, both their lap times are suffering now because of it.
Yes. And they could have been for a second and a half quicker than that.
Yeah, and that's... Man, you're saying that Kenny didn't really make any hay there because he did a 48.1.
I don't know what's happening there. He's got clear air, so I assumed he would have... Oh, there's someone just behind him, is there not?
No, 20...
Yeah, I wonder if he had...
Kyle's 21 seconds behind him. Unless...
Yeah, but Rock... He just overlapped Rock, so I wonder if maybe that was... That caused a slightly slower lap.
Yeah, he might have been being careful just in case.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry, yeah. We might have been a little bit. What's this lap going to be then? It's 46.2.
Yeah, there's a 46.2.
But again...
Back on the pace.
But again, still not faster than what Toasty did in the last lap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I know we're only coming up to halfway, but he was 51 seconds off the lead after he came out of the pits. He's now 1 minute and 2. So he's not gained any time on the leaders. He's lost time on the leaders. So Ratek and Palmer are obviously going to be his quarry, I think, to begin with, and see how the rest goes. Just depending on what happens. And if you hear any funny noises, I'm having something for energy. Oh, that's a different.
A little bit wide, just a little bit.
Yeah, I think the umpire would be signalling a wide for that one. I think that's definitely a no ball. Yes, I'm having some chocolate to keep me going. That's good, Steve. I would say, for those of you that can't have any chocolate, this is gorgeous. I'm rotten, really. And yes, I know as a child I was taught to not speak with my mouth full, but I could answer that. I'm not going to. Think of your own answer to that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting close to the front. Let me switch across. McToasty's caught right up to the back of Volpeaks. I wonder if it was because of a mistake or...
You look at Volpeaks' fuel now.
7.4, yeah, he's going to have to go in the pits. I wonder if he's actually spending some time on his in-car menu, but he's setting up his fuel. I mean,
that's what I do. Ooh, I think Toasty went to go for something then, and he had a wiggle. I think he went some...
Yeah.
I think he tried to second guess what Volpeaks was going to do then. But they're having a good battle.
Yeah, but now the gap's opened up again just over that 1 second mark. It took a while before they got it below that point.
What's he going to use a lap then?
Yeah, let's just monitor how much fuel's getting used.
So 6.3. He's got 6.3 as he crossed, doesn't he? Who's this catching up to? Is this? It's
Is it a Mercedes? No, this must be K9.
Yeah, yeah. See, the thing that confuses me is nobody's done a lap of 129. Yeah, allegedly.
But yet he's there,
yeah. Yeah, that's always. I mean, it's not just this race; it's every race in this game. You look at that and you think, how can he possibly be 129 behind the leader when the leader's lapping him, but nobody's done a lap anywhere within 15, 16 seconds of that sort of time?
That's just the game is not quite accurate with its timings once the gaps get that big.
I mean, what's 16 seconds between friends?
Volpeaks is making a slight mistake. Is he just running a strange lines through the corners? It almost looks like he's braking too deep into the corners.
I think he's he's concentrating more on defending, although he's got a bit of a gap now.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to use He's going to be over 2 litres a lap. Because it's 6.3. He was 6.3. I mean, he's going to come up. Let's see now. He's going to be 4, isn't he? Must be using 2.5 litres or something. Two and a bit per lap. So he's 4.4. I thought he was going to be about 4 by the time he finished.
Oh, this is close.
Yeah, I think he's going to the pits. Oh, right, okay. He might have. 4. Oh, they're both. Yeah, he's following him. Sensible decision. See, I think he'll come out. I think Toasty might come out in front, just by virtue of less fuel. Yeah,
that's true.
It'll be tight, but that's what I said a few laps back, because I just thought Toasty's doing the right thing.
Yeah. So they'll both come out of the pits with a similar level of fuel, but
yeah, it'd be interesting to see actually who's thought about this. Because whoever's thought about it better is the one that's going to come out with track position. I love how it goes up like that. He's 52.4. I mean, with an hour left, well, just under an hour left.
I think 83 is kind of what you need.
Yeah, because what we were saying, even if you said if you said 145 a lap, is he going to go full tank? Oh no, it's slowed right down now, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it stopped there 101.
Right, so they're
Volpeaks is anyone. So Volpeaks has put less fuel in. That's why he's come out first.
Well, he used 2.3 or something. definitely would have used 2.3, if not more,
At
because the
least
finishing
it would have
line's a
been
bit further, closer to 2.4 or 2.5. 81. So if you're using, let's say,
How
two
many
and a
laps have they
half.
done now? So they've done 35. So they've got 35 more laps at 2.3 or 2.4 a lap.
Yeah, you're thinking.
80
Oh, what?
litres. 80 litres will be
Yeah,
close.
yeah, he's gone 81 too. He must have done that. I know if I do it like that before the race, I know exactly where I am. I'm pretty much there to a T, and I'll just add a litre or two, just to be on the safe side.
So I definitely feel like McToasty has overfueled.
Yeah, with 100, unless that Bentley is a lot more thirsty, which is infinitely possible.
Too much difference.
I know the Merc is massively different at times. Well, again, it certainly has been. But if he's, like I say, if he's using 2.4, you know, and he's got what do we say, 35 laps, yeah. So if he was using 2.4 a lap and you're thinking, right, okay, like 17 per 7 laps, if you like, times that again by 5. So you're thinking 85 litres. So
yeah,
85, maybe just under. So like you say, you might have looked at 81.2 and thought, yeah, perfect, or thereabouts. So if he's got 100 or whatever, he either A, hasn't calculated it and just gone for a number that he knows is higher than what he needs, or that Bentley burns more fuel than I thought.
Yeah, maybe I think he might have just been, he didn't calculate it properly, so he's just being safe with it.
Yeah, which is better than having to do a second pit stop.
Exactly.
Certainly going to cost you less.
Cutting it very, very close.
So this is Vol Peaks now, about to.
He's right behind Kenny, so
Yeah.
that will be overtake for position.
Yeah, but yeah, Kenny's
and if you
only.
look at the time gaps, it shows Volpeaks is actually closer to the leader than Kenny.
I know.
That's just the game.
That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's a complete and utter nonsense. But yeah, Volpeaks is actually nearly a second in front of Kenny, which we obviously know he's not. The interesting thing for Volpeaks will be, I mean, if he's changed his boots, which I expect him to have done, fair enough. But he may have fresher tyres, but it's still going to take 2 or 3 laps in real terms for those tyres to bed in. So it'd be interesting if he tried to push Kenny right at the start and might lose the car a little bit, or whether he just sits there and goes, you know what, I got fresher boots, so I'm going to get past anyway. But we'll see. I mean, he's close enough now. He's close enough now. Oh, don't do too much. I thought he was going to commit Harry Kiri there. It looked pretty close, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
But that cost him then. Again, you do that and that might cost him the chance here. Don't know how much faster he's going to be down here. Hard to tell, but I mean, that looks pretty close actually, but I bet you he's about 2 car lengths. Yeah. It just, from that angle, it looks as if he's right there. But his better tyres will give him a damn good chance.
Yeah, he's got much fresher tyres, so he's definitely got that advantage. It's just a matter of time until he gets past.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, that cost him. He didn't gain off of that. But like here, tighter corners are where he'll try and look on the inside. Oh, yeah, Kenny lost it a little bit there. Yeah, he lost it ever so.
Hesitant going into there.
It looked as if he lost it a little bit. It looked as if his rear's lost it. Just a slight twitch. Not much, but it was enough. But he did well to actually get the initiative back.
Yeah.
He did well to pull that back in. That's not easy, that, because...
Volpeaks gone.
Oh,
He's spun. He's spun.
Oh, here he comes.
Into the wall as well.
Oh, see, that goes back to what I was just saying earlier. He's come out of the pits with new boots, but they're not optimal yet.
Oh no, what's happening now?
I think he's got some I think he's got some severe damage.
Oh, he's pulling the car off to the side of the road.
Oh, is it? No, it's just getting off.
What's happening here?
I'm not sure what that is. I think he's got. I actually think he's got suspension damage. That's what I think he's got.
Yeah, you know what? He's probably busy trying to set up another pit stop. He's going into the pits.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
needs to make
yeah.
sure he's activated the repair.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there on the entrance and waste tons of bloody time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely got to be pitting. He must be. No.
He's not.
Okay. I really thought he was going to there.
So did I. That's a very strange...
Yeah, unless he's not ready yet. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's not ready and he's decided to do an extra lap while he sets the rest of his pit stop up.
Well, that's changed.
You know, he might have his pit stop set up to put in like 80 litres of fuel again.
Yeah, yeah, and he didn't. And you've got to do it.
Have to press it one by one. You can't even hold it.
I know. That is a pain in the ass.
You have to chuck that button 80 times.
Yeah, you try doing that every time while you're trying to navigate.
Yeah, well, you're steering your car. It's not easy.
I mean, that's changed the landscape a little bit. So Kenny now finds himself in third, but he's going to get chased down by Toasty, who's lapped like 1.7 seconds last time out faster. But I mean, in theory, Kenny should be able to go faster. I know he's got older tyres, but he's got far less fuel, so he's got far less weight. But again, this track's more about the corners than straight line speed, even though it's got a long straight. I still look at every track is corners joined up by straights. It's not straights with corners, it's the other way round. Because that's how I set my cars up. Because you set up for the corners, not for the straights, don't you?
Yes, exactly.
That's my logic. It's always been my logic since day one, since I ever started bloody sim racing. I mean, you can argue proper sim racing was like 2008 for me. That was my first sort of proper online excursion. Which is,
so right from the days when it first started.
Yeah, I think 2007 it started, but I didn't actually get online until the year after. And Formula One Championship Edition was the game in question.
Okay.
Because I think that was, well, certainly as far as I know, that was the first proper online game. I mean, we've all played, when you're saying that, some of you would have still been babies, but, but it's like, well, maybe not then, it's only 14 years ago, isn't it? You know, I mean, I might have still been at junior school there, for all I know, probably. Yeah, what are you? You're only just over the...
Yeah, 2008, I was still in primary school.
Yeah.
I was in grade 6.
That's the last year of primary school, is it, for you? Is it?
Second last year.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have called that. Yeah.
Palms in the pits.
Right,
and
what's
we
he
also
going
missed someone. Ratic pitted as well. I missed the Ratic pit stop.
Yeah, 242 is lap was because of it.
Ratic put on 84 litres, so not too much.
He's probably overdone it a bit.
And because Palms in the pits, the time gaps don't look out.
Yeah, it all goes to pot, basically. I think they all have LSD when they go in the pits and they just start hallucinating with different numbers. Not that I'm advocating any hard drinks.
Ratic has come up between McToasty and Volpeaks.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, Kenny finds himself in second, but Kenny he must only have about single figures.
Palmer's, yeah,
Palm's coming
in. No, Kenny won't be a single figures just yet.
Yeah, no, but
that's definitely too much fuel.
Oh wow, is that a full tank? Is he going to go full tank?
No, he stopped. I think that they're doing tires at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much. But again, too much is better than too little. And the other thing I'll say with GT cars is, and again, you probably agree with this one, they actually run better a lot of the time heavy because the car is built and balanced for a full tank, or for certainly a 2/3 full tank, because it's the car's set up, the balance set up, and everything's set up heavy because they run endurance racing. So, you know, I always think around 80 litres. I find say with the Merc specifically, if I run the Merc, 80 litres, 90 litres, it feels great. Put a full tank in it, it completely alters the physics of the car. And that's only another 30 litres, you know, and it's not a kilo per litre, it's like it's like 700 grams per litre, I think. So you're only looking at 21 kilos for 30 litres. But boy, does it make a difference. But again,
it does.
But again, the tank is not balanced. It's not balanced right across the width of the back of the car, as far as I'm aware. I think it's slightly balanced across.
Places.
Yeah. Again, it's for the balance of the car. Fair enough. But
yeah,
you know,
I'm sure. I read a story about, like, I'm not too sure if it was Porsche, but they had to change their road-going car to change the position of the fuel tank so that they could use it better for racing purposes.
Yeah, because obviously it has to be, you know, it has to be based on that. Yeah, and that would not surprise me at all. You'd do it, wouldn't you, if you were a manufacturer and you thought, you know what, it's was that Tiger then? Who
was that, Rock or Tiger?
It was Tiger, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tiger, yes.
I know, I got mixed up. I just saw silvery grey. Or it's like gunmetal, isn't it?
Yep.
Gunmetal grey. Not that I've ever seen too many guns in my life, apart from when I was in the RAF and I was firing them, but that was a rifle. That's another thing completely. And that led me to realise why films are lying. When you see somebody with one hand holding a rifle, trust me, a 7.62mm SLR will take your shoulder out if you don't hold it properly. And that's with both hands. That's with two hands. Because I didn't do it properly the first time. I thought I was holding it really, really tight, but it wasn't tight enough. And it hurt a lot. Nothing like having a nice wooden stock go smack straight into you. It's lovely. Anyway, I don't think anyone should carry guns anyway, so...
Yep.
I'm not a fascist, no. Well, maybe I could be a narcissist. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Make love, not war.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially on an island full of women. But,
oh, yes.
yeah, Robinson Crusoe. Very much so. Yeah, no, in my luck, there'll be lesbians. No offence to lesbians, but, like, no. That'd just be my luck. Meantime, back in Gotham City, Kenny was leading the race. Which,
yes, he is.
He can't have much left, can he? Or no,
he'll probably have about 20 litres left.
Yeah, because he was.
30 litres.
Oh Christ! Okay, he's got that much.
So that'll get him another. How long?
12 laps, 13 laps. Do you think? About 2.3 a lap, maybe. Oh, it might be a bit more than that. Might.
It so might maybe 20 minutes it'll get him.
Yeah. So then, does he then go and change boots, or does he just do a splash and dash and think, you know, let's try and...
Yeah.
He wants to try and make...
It's tough because there's going to be 25 minutes left of the race.
Yeah, he wants to...
It's a long stint to do on an old set of tyres.
Exactly. It's just not worth it. For me, I'd gamble on, unless they're absolutely screwed, which it doesn't look like it with those lap times. I think, keep the tyres, splash and dash, hope for the best. It's not the worst pit lane on the planet. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Not by a long chalk, so I think if he does a splash and dash, it might cost him 30 odd seconds, 30 to 40 seconds maybe. Unlike Spa, which is like several 100 million years.
Yeah, that pit lane takes forever to get through.
Oh,
you lose a lap just driving through it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's ridiculous. It's just wrong. Whoever designed that needs to be beaten with sticks. Same with Misano as well. I think it's Misano. He misses out about the first 3 or 4 corners before you rejoin the track.
But you got to keep the pit limit on the whole way through.
Yeah, 31 miles an hour. It's like, I know. You've left the auspices of the pits. And then you rejoin.
There's no danger around you except yourself.
No, you rejoin on a right-hand corner. Really clever, that. Yeah. You wonder who these people are that get paid millions, these architects, for these sort of things. Yeah, look at this, it'll look brilliant. Oh, that was a bit of a loser. So maybe them tyres are a bit... But his only chance of getting top 3, I think, or even top 4 for that matter, is to, well, yeah, top 3 because he'd be 4th, but he might be under pressure from Palm as well.
He will. He won't. He'll come out behind Palm.
Yeah, and then obviously, again, looking at that, you know, Kyle's still in the mix. Yes, I know he's got to go and pit, which really is going to cost him. That's going to cost him quite a bit. I do like the extended track limits, Mr. Kyle. I think we'll have to haul you before the stewards, mate. But to be honest, you're not the only one, and it is pretty tough here to hold some of those corners.
Corner, I know for a fact that first corner is so blind. It's also this weird kink, so you don't know if you're carrying the right amount of speed through there. So it's so easy to go wide. Yeah,
you've almost got a dog leg before a bend, if that makes sense. It's not fluent in a corner. Oh, was that Ratek? Is it being taken by Volpix?
Yeah, Volpix getting through.
So
it looked like Ratek just made a mistake.
Yeah, because
he's in the pits.
Right, this will be interesting. I just think he's going to try and... Oh, right,
Ratek's going into the pits.
Huh? He's got 72 litres. What are you doing?
I'm confused by that. Maybe he didn't change tyres.
Possibly, and maybe they're a bit battered. This will be interesting. Right, well, they're all standing up straight away, so yeah, you might be right. So it's not damage.
Oh gosh, he didn't stop for anything. They've let him go straight away. He's done nothing in the pits.
Oh, did he have a...
Whatever his goal was, he hasn't done...
Yeah, we don't get stop goes, do we? No.
Yeah.
I mean... What?
That wasn't a penalty.
No, so I don't get that one.
He's come in to try and do something in the pits, and it just hasn't done what he wanted it to do.
Yeah, unless... what's he got? Oh no, he's got slightly more fuel. He went in with 72.
Yeah.
I thought he had enough. And that Merc must be more thirsty then. He's gone in for a splash and dash. He's put like 10 litres in. He's put like 10 litres in. I suppose at least it gives him a chance. I suppose if he did it right at the death and he'd caught up to somewhere, then you've got to go and pit. It's a bit of a bummer, that, isn't it? Because you've got no chance of gaining anything back, have you? Whereas at least now, if he does it, I know that time span is still there, but he's now got 40 minutes in which to try and make inroads into it. Whereas he would have had sort of, I don't know, 10 minutes, which is pretty much no chance. So it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? You're hedging. You know, you're almost betting on eventualities a little bit, but he's giving himself more of a chance with 40 to go than with 10 to go. So I think he'll probably come out with something completely bloody different now. You know, I needed to go to the toilet. I don't know. It could be anything. But but we're eulogising about these possible strategies anyway, so it's made it interesting for us. So what we got? Kenny's like 2 seconds.
He's running out of time.
Yeah, he's
107
litres he's put in.
That's a lot more than he needs.
You know what Kyle's like. he always puts several hundred. He's probably got a canister out in his back garden that houses like 3 million gallons in case there's a fuel shortage.
Yep. Whatever. Oh, there's another put.
Yeah.
He's gone. It's Ratek. Yeah, I knew it. Something's happened, Joe. I think he wants to change tyres. I've got a feeling on the original pit stop he didn't change tyres.
And
again, they stopped.
But they're standing up.
Oh no, what is happening here? They put more fuel in his car again.
Yeah,
and he hasn't done anything with tyres.
He's done the same sort of like 8 litres of fuel again, 9 litres of fuel. Although they are holding. I wonder if he went in to get damage fixed and he didn't fix any. Not that I could see any, but I certainly couldn't see any. You've basically just blown your race there. I don't know what you've done there. Somebody's going to tell us. Aha! It's Tom Pelly. Hello. Hello to Super Tom Pelly.
Oh, one of the flying fins.
Yep. Finn does crispy pancakes. No, I'm joking. Oh dear. You'll have to try some of this, right? I've only ever seen you do rallying, but hey. you'd probably be good at this. If you're good at rallying, you're good at any sort of genre of motorsport, I think, because the transferable skills are probably more relevant than anything else.
Yep.
If you can handle a car that's spinning all over the show, then you can certainly handle this. There they go, brothers in arms. It's like
Just one lap apart.
Yeah, but if I said Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I'm not going to say who's who. So and you can't say mini me because they're both the same size.
Oh, he's almost spun it.
Oh, again, it'll come
all
out
over the show coming into that corner as well.
Thing is, he's come out the pits, right, with whether he's changed the tyres. I just said no. Don't fancy circuit racing then. But I think he's come out the pits with, probably a full tank or nigh on a full tank. I can't see. That probably is a full tank in this thing. It wouldn't surprise me.
What the K9?
Yeah. Or is it 120?
I saw someone come out the pitch with 130 litres in the car.
Right, okay, so he's gone like...
either be 120 or 130.
So he's probably gone in with he's probably put 100 in or something like that, and he had a little bit left, or 95, or something like that. But obviously he's come out, whether he's changed... God, I got a hiccup, excuse me. Whether he's changed tyres or not, I don't know. That's one thing. I would have thought he had. But the thing that I was going to allude to is you've come out the pits, even if you've got new boots on, you ain't going to have any grip. Because you've got a very heavy car and tyres that are nowhere near the optimal window. Not for another 2 laps yet. And if you're trying to go out and boost it, which I know he'll do, that's why what's happened has happened. We all do it. We're impatient, aren't we? We want to do it yesterday. Sorry, it doesn't work like that in these games. Which I'm glad it doesn't. You don't want it to, because it doesn't in real life. So, it's not like Need for Speed. You can go around the corner 130 mile an hour and bounce off a wall. Yeah, I mean, that was funny back in the day, don't get me wrong. I've had many a laugh playing games like that. But I want to play a game like that if I'm doing that. I don't want to do that if I'm doing this. And again, looking ahead, I know we were alluding before about saying, well, I was anyway, certainly saying about this game and stuff. It'll be interesting at the beginning of March to see what GT7 actually is like. I like the fact that they've gone retro with it, from the things that I've seen, as in the menus and all the rest of it, because that's full-on nostalgia for the likes of me, probably anyone else who's played it from sort of 3A spec onwards. I mean, he's just going full send now, isn't he? He's just showing off.
He's just pushing it right to the limits.
That's what I reckon. I reckon he's just thinking, I mean, he's still got half a hope of doing something. I mean, it's only 30 odd seconds behind Ratek, which he wouldn't have thought of.
He's got to be careful because look who's right behind him.
Yeah, it was Roy like 3 seconds behind him. And he's, again, he might have done he's got a pit. He's got six litres left. But...
Oh, yes, he does, because he puts it right at the start of the race.
Yeah, which is a shame for him. But, like I say, apart from the first half a dozen laps where it all went a bit Pete-tong, he's had a pretty solid race.
He has, yeah.
And sometimes...
He's been at that same sort of gap, like just over 2 minutes behind, since the start of the race. Yeah,
it was around about 2:12, I think, early doors, after he'd pitted and obviously all the rest of it. So, yeah, he has kind of maintained that. So, admittedly, the different leaders have kind of fallen by the wayside in between times, but that just shows that, again, 47.9. He's in the metronome phase, and he probably has been for quite some time.
Might be close to his fastest lap.
It is.
That was his fastest lap, yeah.
No, not. I mean, yes, I know you got less fuel and all that, but tyres are pretty well worn by now. They've had like what, 87 minutes of serious thumping, because he might have changed boots at the start. I can't see. Man, he might have done if he just spun it a bit. What's he got? 46.
I think he's going to make it, it's going to be. I worked out just now. I did a quick calculation. he's going to finish the race with about 4 litres to spare.
Yeah, because what did we say? 2.3,
yeah.
2.4, something like that. He was using a lap.
Yeah.
So if he was using sort of 2.3, 2.4, then if you're thinking, like, even if you said 145 a lap, you know, it'd be good to do that every single lap. But when he is doing, he's closer. He's just in a 44.5. So there you go. But I mean, the lap times will be better now. You'll get a few if they've changed boots and they're lighter in the fuel. You might get 43s again. Ratek 44.7. You know, so those two.
Yeah, he is flying as well.
No, he's got. I mean, he'll do well to catch Kenny, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
40 seconds, even at a second a lap, he ain't going to do it. Because, like I said, if you're looking at 145. Okay, I think he'd be lucky to average 145 to the finish here, but 1 or 2 might get close to that. You're looking at 4 laps in 7 minutes. So you got what? You got like 4 lots of that. You probably got 18 laps. So if you've got 18 laps and you've got 2.3, 2.4 per lap, it's going to be quite tight. You might be right. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, if he's not really involved in any battles, I mean, he's got clean air for the minute. But if he gets close to Toasty, and he's lapping faster than him, so the argument would be that he could get close. But then again, it's only a second a lap, and if we're looking at 18 laps to finish, with 4 laps to go, he could be pretty close.
Yeah.
Then if he starts burning a bit more fuel, is it going to get squeaky bum time? But it makes it interesting. Like I say, he's lapping. He's 1.2 seconds ahead on the previous one. Again, fastest 43.8. So he's really making a concerted effort now. He's really making that effort.
That is quick pace.
I mean, Palm's not going to catch him. Yeah, that's as far as I can recollect, that's the fastest of the day so far. That's the first one in the 43s. I don't think it'll be the last one in the 43s, but
no, I don't know if anyone's going to match that.
What we got?
He's a long way quicker than anyone else.
44.7, 44.9, 44.7. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know he definitely won't be doing it. Kyle won't be doing it, even though he's doing 48s. But 48s ain't bad with virtually a full tank, right? So that's not actually a bad effort. It's better than it looks. And again, you know, Roy doing 47. Now he's pitting again.
Yeah, Roy needed to pit.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. That's right. Yeah, he was down. So he's 41. He's 41.3. So, like I say, 28 minutes at 145 would be 16 laps. So it'd be interesting to see where he is at the 28-minute mark, what fuel is left, because there's 16 laps there, and if he's doing 2.3 a lap, even with that, you're thinking, right, okay, 16 laps. Oh, could be interesting. Oh, what we got? So he'd need, I think, 36.8 would he need? To be precisely on the money. At that point, 2.3 at 16. What are we, 32, 16 threes, 48, yeah, 4.8. So 36.8 would be to the milliliter. So it'd be interesting to see what he does have. Because he was only on about, he was only on like, this is what I mean. I think this is really friggin' tight. I think this is really close.
It's not as tight as you were 2 weeks ago.
No, but even then, like I said, I calculated it and did my extra litre or 2 for luck. And it's a good job, because certainly, with 1 litre less, I might have still made it. Because I still finished, even though I was like coasting for a couple of laps, I still made it with about 12 seconds to spare. I might have got away with it, but 2 litres I don't think I would have. I really don't think 2 litres would have done it, but
yeah.
But it actually heightens the excitement and awareness, because it's it's basically all or nothing. It's glory or doom. Oh, that was a bit of a wiggle.
Just a little one. Oh, yeah, there's another one on the exit.
Yeah. I wonder if he changed tyres.
I'm sure he did if he was doing a 43.8 on the last laps.
Yeah,
Got fresh tyres on there.
Yeah, if he's doing them on old ones, he's a better man than most people. But again,
Gap is coming down ahead.
Yeah,
it's like, actually did a 47 last lap.
Yeah, so he's gained 3.3 off that lap. It was 14 seconds. So
he's done a 44.4 with the mistake that he made there.
Which is stupid. That would have been into 43.
Oh, he's almost spun it. He's gone way too wide in that first corner.
Yeah, I think the main thing was hold it. Yeah, but I don't think he needs to. That's the irony of it. I really don't think he needs to. To be honest, if he's thinking on the right lines, he should be thinking about fuel more than anything now, because he's brought that right down. He brought it 3.5 seconds in one lap.
Yeah.
So he could do it. He could do it having a tow. He could do it having a tow. just to coast him a bit. So this is Kenny on. Oh no, I thought he was. No, he's lapping somebody who's still 12 seconds on Palm. But he's going to be chasing Palm though. Kenny's looking to. Oh no!
Oh no!
Did Kyle slow down to let him pass, and Kenny went?
I don't know.
I'm just looking at it now. I just see that he obviously didn't mean that. But it's. I think he's gone to let him go, and I don't think Kenny's realised. That's
awfully close there as well.
That's what it looked like to me, if I'm honest. That's what I thought. Yeah, I've just seen that again. Again, I get that like 4 or 5 seconds after. Yeah, that probably lost Kenny a little bit of impetus, but he's still doing all right. 45.1. He's still gonna recatch him with Palm. He's 1.2 seconds on him on that. That'll be close. If he keeps doing it like that, that'll be close. Because we're like 26 minutes remaining now, and like I say, for me, Volpeaks needs to have sort of maybe 24 litres, something like that, 24 to 25 litres maybe. So he's going to be close. Again, he's under 10 seconds now on Toasty. Took 1.3 out of him in the last lap. So...
Yeah,
I said, 34, 33. He is close. I think he will make it, but he's going to be in somewhere under the 2 litres for me, depending on whether he coasts a bit or not. Because he's took some quite big chunks out of Toasty in these other laps, so I don't think he needs to push quite as much. Which will certainly be to his advantage, because I think Mark Ratek is the second fastest. All his pit stops have screwed him. I think he would have been a podium, at least. I don't think he'd have beat the top 2, but I think he would have got 3rd. Because his pace says that.
Definitely has the pace for 3rd.
Again, with Kenny, I don't think he would have done it in this car. I don't think he's doing the laps in it consistently. In the Porker, so you might be throwing that to the back of the cupboard, never to be seen again. But then again, if it's the first proper shout with it, he's not done too badly. He's not done too shabbily, but he'd probably think he had more of a chance of winning if he was in a more familiar piece of equipment. But yeah, he's pushing it 7.9 now, 44.5 again. Doesn't need to. Really doesn't need to. Not for me. But that's what I tend to look at. If I'm racing, not that I'm anywhere near the front most of the time these days, but I will look at that. I will look at the fuel, I'll look at the relative times, I'll look at those laps and think, right, just equate it. I'm sure you do that on the fly when you're at it. And it's, by doing that, that can make the difference. Oh, was he just... Was that Roy? Oh no, it was Murtek. What was it? Was he just... I don't know what that was.
He must have had a spin there. but I don't know if it was coming into that corner or coming out of it.
Yeah, we'll certainly see on this. We'll certainly see on the lap time, because it'll probably be in the 50s. I would have imagined. I certainly would have
Might
thought
even be
so.
a bit worse than that.
Yeah, true, depending on how much he had actually gone at that time. The 6.7 seconds now. He's behind Ratek now, is he? Is he behind Ratek? Do I see blue? Yeah, I think it is.
I'm not too sure. I'm just keeping an eye on the fuel. That looks like it's worse.
Yeah, it's 30.2, so it's 29. So he's going to come past there with, alright, 29.7. And we've got what did I say? So 21 minutes would be 12 laps. So let's say 13 laps. 13 laps, 26, 13, 3, 3.9, 29.9. I don't think he's got enough.
I also feel like he's a little bit short on fuel.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to push. That's what I'm trying to, that's my point. I don't think he needs to be pushing. Because if he does catch up to Toasty, then he's going to use more fuel.
Yeah.
So, at the moment, he's brought down from 14 seconds to 6 seconds certainly inside sort of 8 laps, 6 laps or something like that. He's done it quite quickly.
Yeah,
so,
no, it's even less. I think it's 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, and he's 2 seconds a lap faster. So in 3 laps time, we will have caught him. But you've still got 12 laps to play with. So why not go a little bit easier? Just go a tad slower, and I'm not saying. I mean, he might even be able to. He could even fuel map this differently. I don't know what difference that makes in this game. He could alter his fuel map. I still think he'll outlap Toasty. Or he could lift and coast in some of these corners.
Yeah, I would start lift and coasting.
Because it's really going to be... I really think he's going to blow it.
He's 397.
Yeah, good night, Super Tom Belly. I'll see you.
More like 2.5.
Yeah, he's definitely done.
2.5, 2.6 per lap.
We'll see you Sunday for the rally, when I'll try not to be as crap as last time. Yeah, good night. Have a good night. Anyway, because obviously it's a bit later for him than it is for me.
Yep.
As it is for you than it is for me. That's why I struggle.
He actually used about 2.5 litres in that lap.
Yeah, he's seriously going to struggle.
2.6.
He's seriously going to struggle. No, unless he's... No, even that doesn't work. I was even dissing my own theory thought then, before I even got it out. My thought was, if he burns it like crazy and gets past, but he's still got a pit, so he's going to give it back. So he's not going to get a 30-second lead or 40-second lead.
Yeah, he's going to have to maybe catch up to McToasty and then sit in the draft and slipstream and
then just try and take him on the last corner if you've got enough fuel left. I can't see that working. I can't see that working. Not for the amount that he'll be short. He could end up... I mean, if he's using more than the 2.3, because obviously if he's really thrashing it, which it looks like he had been doing, then...
Well, he did use 2.5 on the last lap. He went over the line at 27.2. And if we watch it now, it's going to be...
That'll give him 10 laps. That'll give him 10 laps. Yeah, that'll give him 10 laps worth.
He's going to have 24.7 going over the line. That will prove that he's doing 2.5 a lap.
Yeah, and it's going to be close to that, even if it isn't exactly that. It will be.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he's just going to go past...
2.5 a lap.
Yeah. It's jumped down by 0.2 then. On my screen, it went from point. Yeah, it went from 0.8 to point. Yeah, it's going down by 0.2 each time. So he's burning a lot. Now it's gone by 1. No chance. No, he's got no hope. No hope at all.
He hasn't. So he's got enough fuel to do another 9 laps.
Yeah, and there's at least going to be 10. There must be at least. There must be 10.
With 18 and a half minutes left, there's going to be 11 laps actually.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's not going to... And he must be cooking those tyres as well, those rears. because he's already starting to. Mind you saying that, he's probably just doing that for pure pace. He must. Is he oblivious to how much fuel he's got left? I wonder. I've known that happen to plenty of people in the past until they go, shit. He's messed his own race up there, because an extra, what? Ooh. What the hell was that? Is he doing his pit strategy?
He could be setting it up for a little splash and dash.
Yeah. Because
he's going to be short by, what's that, maybe 6 litres.
Yeah, I'd probably put 10 in just to be safe.
It's
not going to make that much difference in reality, because I think he's going to struggle to fight with Palm and Kenny now if he goes in the pits. Has he gone in? No.
Let's see if he pops up the hill, because the drunk cameraman's not going to show.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's not. Oh, what the?
It's just the drunk cameraman.
Oh, he's lost it.
In the last corner.
Yeah, he's lost it. That's not going to save you fuel. No offense, but it's not.
He's used even more now. All the fuel you waste while
spinning
and trying to spin the car, and then
and you're in low gear,
back up to speed again.
Yeah, you can probably see the dial moving. It's going down that quickly. You know, it's like watching the alcoholic in the pub down in a pint. It's gone if you blink.
Yep.
No, so certainly an extra 5 seconds on his pit stop would have alleviated this. But again, it's all a learning curve. The guy's got the pace. There's no two ways about it.
Exactly.
There you go, 1:58 that lap. So he's down to 15 seconds now. So he's got absolutely no hope of catching Toasty unless Toasty ruins it. In fact, he's got absolutely no hope of finishing the race. Because he's got 8, 9...
Let's see if he does pits.
He has to.
Because it's getting very close now. You know, we'll know if the fuel level drops to 1 litre per minute, then he's definitely not going to make it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got
right now they're just above that.
Yeah, I mean, he's 16 minutes dead, 20.2 litres. So we'll see what he's got at 15 minutes. So I'll keep 20.2, and I've got a feeling that I mean, he's got plenty. He's got more than enough. But I think I think he'll struggle to finish in the top 3 now, because I even think Kenny might pass him if he jumps in.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's going to be a real struggle for him. Those few seconds could have long-reaching ramifications, shall we say. That's what getting it wrong does. What are we down to? 10. Jump back to Vol Peaks a sec. We're just coming up to the minute. See where he is. So he was 20.2, so it'd be interesting to see how much he's actually burnt. That was...
we've got 15 minutes, yeah. Sorry, I missed that point.
That's all right. I'll tell you what, we'll see him at 14:30 and see what he's used. That's 2.5 minutes in. So at 2.5 minutes in, he's used 2.1 litres. And it just dropped again just slightly after. Well, we can see it in 2 minutes, can't we? Because I think he's going to be lower than 17.2. He'll be in the 16s. Because that'll be 2 laps, won't it? That'll be 2 laps. He'll have roughly done about, well, he will have done 3 minutes. Which would be, like I'm saying, the 1:45 a lap, which he's kind of doing that. That's his 17.2 already. So he's already used 3.2. So 16.6. So he's used like 3.6. That doesn't seem a lot. Oh!
Oh no.
Yeah, that's kind of... that's cost him a podium. Without a shadow. That's definitely cost him a podium.
The first corner.
Yeah, that's killed him. Did he ride the curve?
Serious. These guys have really battled with that first corner.
Yeah, it ain't easy. I mean, to be honest, if we had the track limits on it, it'd be nigh on impossible. It would. It's
but
like
the amount of times the guys have missed that exit curb.
I think they've missed
so
it more than they've hit
right.
it. But I think, you know, if you know that they're not on, you kind of know that everyone's going to get a bit of leeway. So it's still fair, if you know what I mean. It's the same for everybody in that respect. They can be annoying. I think the worst thing with the slowdown penalties in this game is you don't know how long it's for. So you can take your foot off the gas for ages and ages, nothing happens, you still get a penalty. But you've lost like 12 seconds. Whereas somebody else might only lose 2 seconds. So there becomes a bit of a disparity. So on the balance of fairness, although it's not on the balance of realism, but on the balance of fairness, it's probably the right thing to do. Because it is a bit silly.
Yeah.
Where is he? So basically, my take is Palm's got to be second and Kenny's got to be third here. Toasty now.
Looks like it.
Toasty now is 30 seconds up front. That's all the pressure off him. He's got an absolute.
He's just got to stop and keep the car on track. That's all he's got to do now.
Yeah.
He can have to push the lap times out.
No, he can trundle. Yeah, he can toddle around. Kind of like, all right, not take it easy per se, but in race terms, not push the car. Just drive well within the capabilities of the car and just metronome it around. Basically autopilot, isn't it, until the finish?
Yep.
Which I think he'd do quite good with, 6 laps maybe? Well, more than maybe 7. So we're probably looking at 67, 68 laps. Yeah, we were close to 70. I think it might have got closer to 70 if maybe there weren't so many pit stops, but I suppose you don't know. It depends what happens in the race, doesn't it? You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Why is there a penalty, says Callum? What happened? Nobody's got a penalty.
There's no penalties.
No penalties. No one's got one. Oh, he's been away for a while. Yeah, no one's got a penalty. But it certainly doesn't say that anyone has, because they'd be in red down the side of the little board there, which would tell us, and then obviously when that comes up there, as you see now, then it would say. So yeah, there's no penalties there. I think the only way anyone can get a penalty in this at the moment is speeding in the pit lane. No worries. Sorry, he'd just come back from being away for a bit, and he must have heard us say penalty or something. But
yeah, but
that's all right. Yeah, but he's definitely buggered this up. So Toasty's, as it goes, Toasty's definitely going to get the win. It's not going to work out that bad for Kenny if he gets a podium, because that was looking pretty unlikely. Yeah, I know we were talking about. I was saying about the track limits. Me personally, I prefer track limits on. I always do, but that's just my thing, because I just think you've all got to stay within it, and it's the same for everybody. However, they can be a bit stupid in this game at some tracks, and I kind of get it. Oh yeah, it's all right. He's letting him through. Of course he is.
Yeah, just braking deep.
So Kenny's 7 seconds off Palm. He's 7.
Yes, it's been slowly coming down, but just not quite as quickly as it needs to.
And Palm's right on the back of Volpeaks.
Volpeaks must have made another small mistake.
Well, I think he's got that damage. I think that damage is enough.
Yeah, that's true.
And look at the fuel now. He must know. He should have.
Yeah.
He should have pitted right back then, because he still had time to come back out and thump it. Yeah, I think he was looking. 4th was always going to be the option when you saw the fuel, but I still think he would have had a chance with Kenny. I still think he would have had a chance of securing a podium. not by any means
Yeah, 'cause
guaranteed.
he had good pace when he was on fresh tyres and a clean car. He was on good pace.
Yeah, and I
He had
just
the best
think,
pace of the race.
and I just think the time he's lost is like almost half a pit stop.
Yeah.
So, and now he must realise that he's got nothing like enough. He must, if he doesn't, he must be oblivious to the whole thing. There you go. No, he's not. No, I thought he was going in then.
He's busy defending from Palm.
Yeah, but it's a pointless defence. Because Palm's going to pass him anyway.
He realises his fuel situation.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. He's oblivious to it because there's no way he'd be doing this. I mean, he's gone wide now. See, I mean, like,
oh,
yeah.
And he spun it.
Yeah.
That was a good save, eh?
Yeah, he did well.
Nice little 360.
He did well. It was that good. I've just watched it again. Yeah, he did very well with that. Whether that was meant or whether it was a bit of good fortune, then whatever, it still looked good. That's definitely one for the archives. That.
Yep.
I think that
he's almost dropped to a litre per lap now, per minute now.
Yeah, he's done for. He's absolutely, and he's lost all the time now that he would have lost doing a pit stop, and he still hasn't done the pit stop. So if anyone needed to know, I think it's because he doesn't know. I think that's apparent because he must realise he's not got enough. He must do.
I don't know. I don't think he's realised it.
Because he just must be. He's got to be oblivious to it completely. Because if you looked at that, I mean, I don't know if he has that on his screen, but if he doesn't, he should have. But even in cockpit mode though, if you look at the Motec and all that, it's on there, isn't it? But again, if you're not looking, you ain't going to see.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're going to be so focused on the race that you're not going to notice that.
Yeah, and he's still going. He's going to run out of fuel.
So how many laps he's got?
What we got?
That's
6.
not even 3 laps left.
No.
2.5 a lap.
Yeah, and we got 4.
He's got 2 laps left of fuel.
We've probably
we got 6 minutes left.
How far behind Toasty is he? 41. So Toasty will get back round by about the 5-minute mark. So yeah, there's certainly 3 laps left after this current lap. Because Toasty will probably be coming round. He's got to be coming round to the start-finish line around about the 5-minute mark, I think. Toasty, give or take. It's going to be close. Oh no, it's going to be. Yeah, it will be close. As a rough estimate.
5:15. So there's only going to be 3 laps left. He's not quite going to make it for an extra one. So there'll be 3 laps at the end of this one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And he will not have enough.
It's almost 4. Oh no, there's been a contact. We've missed the contact.
Him and Kenny.
Kenny and Volpeaks. And now Kenny's waiting for him.
I just caught the very end there. I think, yeah. And Kenny's flashed him as well, so it must have been Kenny's fault. But Kenny won't know how much fuel Volpeaks has got. And I mean, I think he's realised. Why else would he let him back past?
Yeah.
He must have realised, surely. Oop. What's going on here? There's some weird manoeuvres that have happened in this race that we really haven't got an explanation for. We kind of second-guessed things and thought, you know what, he might struggle to come out in front of Ratek.
He won't come on in front of Ratek.
No, he's
not even going into the pits.
No, I thought he was going to.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know about his fuel.
But why did he let
Kenny...
Kenny...
he's thinking he can get to the end of the race based on this. He thinks he's going to lose more time if he pits and fixes the damage than if he stays out.
Yeah, and it's just...
But he doesn't know that he doesn't have the fuel.
It was never going to work that way. That's why I could tell from X number... What was it? What were we? 20 odd minutes? No, it was more than that. It was like half an hour before the end, wasn't it? 30 odd minutes before the end. when he had like 40 something litres. And it's like, you're not
Yeah.
going to do it. Yeah, because I remember, because I said 16 laps, didn't I? So I said 4 lots of 7, which was the 28 minutes, and there was like 30 minutes or something like that. So we were looking at about 16 laps. 44.75. I mean, like I say, he's obviously got the pace. But, you know, Ratek's done a 44.7. Now, Kenny's actually been pushed down the pecking order as far as fastest laps go.
Yeah. These guys have put on some good pace tonight.
Yeah, they've definitely done that. They've definitely... I mean, I know, you know, you get alien 1 lap, hot lap pace at like 41 or whatever, but yeah, tyres refresh at the end of every lap. All the ducts are closed, radiators closed. You can't do a 2-hour race with that. I'd love to see some of them try. They'll be pitting every 3 or 4 laps to fix their 50 engine damage. I'm pretty sure it'll blow up pretty rapid.
Yeah.
So what have we got? 2:20. Be interested to see what time he passes.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's what I'm looking for now. I think it's going to be just below the 145.
yeah, it should be, I think.
Which will mean that that'll be his last lap. Once he goes over the line, we'll be on the last
There
lap.
you go. There, Volpeaks has realised.
Oh yes, he's in the pits.
Oh man.
He only had 2.4 litres left, so he wasn't going to get to the end of that next lap.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no way he was going to make it.
And look how slow he's going because he's realised that he's busy trying to sort his thing out before he gets into the pit
And
box.
it's like, and he must have realised right at the end. He must have. His guy must have said, you know, it comes up, doesn't it, when you've got not enough for another lap. It depends what you've got on your settings. I think you can have it. I think mine tells me with like 2 laps to go or 3 laps to go. It'll come up and
that's you running out of fuel.
Yeah, where your warning is. I like
Why
at least.
Is he not gone? Is he changing tire? Or he's probably fixing damage.
Yeah, because there was a reasonable amount. Yeah, there you go. He's done a splash and dash, but that's cost him. He's finished.
He's behind Ratek now. Ratek's gone well past. And Kenny lost a whole bunch of time to Palm because of that incident with Volpeaks.
Yeah.
And these two were actually quite close together on track. I was wondering if they'd end up having a battle on at the end.
Yeah, there's only about 2 or 3 seconds in them, I think, at the time, but that's put paid. I mean, let's say Volpeaks has got to be sick as a pig. No offence to him, but you got to be.
He had a solid second place, and he's ended up in 5th.
Yeah. And also, you know, the second was pretty much nailed on. First was an outside chance of, because he was gaining.
Yeah.
You know, he was taking a second or 2 out of Toasty. And I don't know, it all went a bit. I'm not quite sure why he carried on with what he did when he could have backed off. Because if he'd have backed off, I think he might have just about got to the end. He'd have had to have been careful, but I think he could have consolidated second place and thought, right, okay, I'm going to be tight on fuel here. Forget the charge. He still had quite a big gap at that point. He still had quite a big gap to 3rd at that point, so he could have coasted it quite comfortably, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good win for Toasty. Yeah, 68 laps, like I say, but that's a well done for you. Well done for Team Bentley. So you got an American in an English car. Well, theoretically anyway. But interesting that those that drive on the wrong side of the road, from my perspective, decide to pick a car that drives on the right side of the road. But it's not the right, it's the left, isn't it? But you know what I mean. Here he comes. Gutted. That promised so much more. I mean, it's still pretty good, but that could have been much better. Palm gets his second place. Kenny will probably roll over the line and fall apart in 3rd. But I'm sure that's a nice acquainting with the Porsche. Flashing the old lights there.
Who else is left?
We got
Tiger Rock, he's doing his donuts.
shit. Has everybody? No,
It's
everybody
just
hasn't
Rock to
finished.
finish now.
Is it? Is it just?
He's the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
one.
Here he comes. Again, like I say, pretty solid middle, pretty solid end, pretty naff start. But again, I think that's more a case of knowing tyres and everything.
Yeah,
Oh, Kyle's
cool.
last to finish, I think.
Yeah, there we go.
Again, I'm sure he would have expected better out of that as well. But yeah, congrats to Toasty. Oh, it says 67 laps now. It said 68 before.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't say 68.
unless it meant they were on lap 68. But no, you can't be on lap 68 if it, yeah, you can, can't you? Even though it's finished, it still counts the next lap, kind of thing. That's still good going though. I mean, again,
Yeah.
Good win for Toasty. Good second for Palm in the end. It didn't look likely at one point. I don't think Kenny looked likely. Kenny didn't look likely for third either, for that matter. Ratek doing like the 2 or 3 pit stops has killed him completely. Whatever that was, I'd be interested.
He's done a lot better than that.
Yeah, easy. He was in the shake-up. I think that's fair to say, as was Volpeaks. I think on a better day, the top 5 might have had a really good race together.
Yeah, they all had very similar pace to each other, so it could have been a close one.
That'll be good next time. Somebody else can commentate next time, because I want to race. I want to crash. Me and you can show them how it's done, eh?
Yeah. I'll show you guys how to spin the Porsche properly.
Yeah, I'll show you how to spin everything else. I'll show you how dangerous the curbs are. It'll be a tutorial. It won't be me crashing, really. It would just be a tutorial. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed that, ladies, gents, and aliens from other planets, or, asexual pronoun people who like to be known as they, them, it, what, fucking whatever, who cares? It's after the watershed now, I don't give a shit. Anyway, hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. From me and from Ryan, because Ryan's already gone because it's late for him, he's going to turn into a pumpkin. But I hope you had a really good time. I did. It was good fun. See you next time. Good night.